Hey everyone, I figured I'd just make a quick video to review some of the changes to the master schedule with you rather than try to explain it all through email. So we are very excited to continue welcoming some new paras to our team. We have already welcomed Miss Afton Hubbard. We're also going to be welcoming Shauna Adler and Sherry Latham, who will be joining us very soon. And then we have a fourth para who's also going to be coming along shortly. So I just want to very quickly review with you what this looks like in the master schedule. I've kind of reformatted the master schedule as a whole after learning some lessons about how to make this a little easier for everyone. So I've got three different versions that I'm going to provide you with in an email, and I'm going to use this particular one to show you everything. It breaks things down by team. You can see the team names over here, and things are color coded. And I'm going to go just very deliberately through this. The first column here, these colors represent the homeroom that person is associated with. So this is the yellow sixth grade team. So all these people are associated with yellow team, sixth grade homerooms, except Mr. Ayers. Mr. Ayers is on the purple team then, which if you follow your way on down, you will eventually find is the eighth grade advanced team. So you'll notice a couple people who may teach somewhere else throughout the day, but this column represents their homeroom. So then we move over. We've got the first period block, the second period block, third period block, fourth period block. And there's a column for A Day and B Day you can see here. And the biggest distinction that I want you to notice is on the previous master schedule, any type of supported class had red font. And the name of the person supporting that class, whether it was a special education teacher or a paraprofessional, was listed below the course name. That remains the same. You'll notice several throughout this view alone, different red sections. That means that is a collaborative supported classroom, and the name of the person supporting it is below the course name. Those are required. That means that's how it's coded in PowerSchool, which is how we have to leave things. That associates with many different state reports and things like that. What is new is some classes like this one where it's still in black font, but there's a name beneath it. So these represent all of the newly created supported sections that are not necessarily required. And what I mean by that is there may not be kids in here who are required to get additional services because their IEP says so. Now there may be if teachers decide to make some rearrangements, but I've decided to leave this distinction between red and black because what I want teams to take away from this is where somebody is associated with red font, that means they have got to be there at that period. There are kids in that class that have to get required special education support. In all of these other sections where there's black font, it means that person is certainly needed in that class, but may not be required every day, every single class period. And so it is up to the members of that team to talk about periods of time or days or activities where they may need additional support. So to give you an example, if we look here at period 3B, Mr. Harris has an additional support person right here, or he will at least. But both Ms. Bowles and Ms. Blake do not. So maybe they're working on a big project together where they need some additional support, and so they go to Mr. Harris, who just happens to be doing a very simple activity that day, and he can spare support for that day. That's the reason I've left those in black, because I want teammates to talk about who needs support when, based on the students they're serving at that time, and you have the freedom to move them around at the discretion of the team. I do not have to be involved in that discussion. It does not have to be approved. This is a team decision that you all can make to decide how to best support students. So again, hopefully that explains everything, differentiating between red and black. You'll see the differences there. You'll also notice I've tried to make just kind of a neater organization to the whole master schedule by breaking it down. The colors line up with what team of students everyone is serving at that point. I've also removed the special education teachers from each team up in this area, and I've just grouped them all together down here, but I've color-coded the font of the team that they're serving, and I hope that will make it a little easier for everyone to reference. You can see from here on the back page is all the other departments, PE and what have you, and then our paraprofessionals here at the bottom. You will also notice I have moved numerous paraprofessionals around to make all of these newly supported classes, and so you're going to see some of those here. You'll notice a couple people are providing as much support as we can, even if that means it's not for the entire class period. And so I do hope that you'll read through this and make sense of it. You'll notice a couple other periods, Amanda Walthall's 1B and Lisa Nick's 4th period. I have not designated a specific class that they are associated with, but instead I have associated a group of teachers who need to communicate with this para on an ongoing basis to talk about who needs the most support and when. So hopefully this makes sense to everyone. I hope that you will kind of read through this and get a feel for things. Please let me know if you see any issues. I have read through this numerous times, but know myself well enough to know that there are probably still some mistakes. So I hope that this will provide the support that so many of you have needed. I was able to honor just about every single one of the requests that was made for a newly supported section. So I hope that you'll find help with this. I hope that it will help us start the second 9 weeks very well. And again, if you see any issues or need any further help, please let me know. There are some other versions I'm not going to go through. This version is the same exact content. It's just alphabetical order by teacher. Instead of by team. So I know people like it in different ways, and so this is another version. And this is basically the same thing, just without color. So again, take some time, look through these things, and let me know if you need anything. Thanks. I hope you have a great week.